Hey guys, Sam Mathers from Fitter Futures. Today I want to talk about something that I find really holds people back in terms of either getting started with something or sticking with the habit that you're trying to change. And that's this idea of trying to be perfect or aiming for perfection. And it trips up a lot of people. And I think that one way to have a lot more success with either starting something or sticking with something is to aim for better rather than perfection. So let's stop thinking about trying to be perfect and instead just look for opportunities to be doing something better than what you currently are. So here's an example. Someone who's got this idea of, all right, I'm going to have this, I'm going to get into this routine. I'm going to, really smash my health and fitness goals. I'm going to make all these changes to my diet. I'm going to exercise 5 times a week, trying to make big changes all at once. Find that, a week in or 2 weeks in that it's all just sort of, gone pear-shaped because we haven't been able to sort of, stick to the diet that you wanted, or you haven't been able to exercise every day. So then you throw your hands up in the air and go, oh, it's all too hard. And, you're sort of back to square one. It's this idea of having to be, if I'm not sticking to it perfectly, then I'm failing. And it's a really common mindset. I see it a lot in people who have maybe come from an athletic background, people who've sort of, have been competitive at sport, even people who've had been in the military as well. People who've had sort of really disciplined kind of histories, I guess, around, self-discipline. But I also see it too in people who aren't necessarily from that kind of background, but, they have this idea that, they have to sort of have a perfect track record with their eating plans and their diets. And if they mess up, or if they, have a cheat day, or they go off the rails for a meal or a day or so, that it's all over Red Rover. I think this idea, this perfectionism idea, is really quite unhelpful to helping you achieve your goals. So my suggestion is get away from this idea of looking for perfect. Here's some suggestions how you could put it into practice. Let's say your routine, so you want to be more active, okay? You want to work on your fitness. And at the moment, you might be doing 1 or 2 things a week. Okay, so in a perfect world, you might want to exercise 5 or 6 times a week, right? That's in a perfect world. Let's not go there as your first step. Let's just look at, if you're currently exercising twice a week, a better habit would be 3 times a week. So let's start there. Let's see if you can go a week where you're exercising 3 times a week. And, wait until you get in the habit of 3 times a week. Okay? Let's say you do that for a couple of weeks. Hey, I found it really easy to fit the 3 times a week in. That's great. I'm really enjoying it. All right, now might be the time to look at, is there a 4th session that you can add to your week? So you're looking for better, not perfect, okay? Another example would be around your nutrition, okay? So let's say at the moment you're finding that you're at lunch times, you're on the go and you're not you're not that organized, so you're just sort of calling into the bakery and grabbing a meat pie or a sausage roll or something like that every second day. Okay, so perfect. In your mind, you might think, oh, I've got to take meat and salads every day for lunch. That's what I should be doing for my lunchtime routine. In a perfect world, sure, it sounds awesome, but it may not be sustainable or realistic for you to do that straight off the bat. So let's say you're in this habit of going to the bakery every second day for lunch. Maybe a better option is, instead of buying the pie or the sausage roll, maybe they've got some really delicious sandwiches there. Chicken and salad, tuna and salad sandwiches, or a wrap or something like that. How about a better option would be to purchase one of those for lunch instead of the sausage roll? So sure, you're not doing your perfect idea of salads and meat with food prep and all that sort of thing, but it's still a lot better than eating your pie and sausage roll. Can you see what I'm saying here about how that sort of idea of looking for better is, 1, it's more realistic and achievable, 2, which means you're going to be more successful at it, 3, which means you're going to be more motivated to stick with it. And we can make these small sustainable changes that we can improve over time. So guys, that's my tip for today. Let's move away from perfection, look for opportunities to do something better one step better than we might have in the past, and I guarantee you will have a lot more success with that. Give it a try.